What's up, guys? Big Al here. We're out at Ollieing Skate Park, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do backside ollies. So when doing backside ollies on transition, I think one of the first things that we should go over is your foot placement. I like my front foot to be like right on the bolts. Having your foot more stabilized over the board is easier for the backside ollie to occur. And then I would also place my back foot on my tail. The reason for that is, you're going to want to pop and scoop when you're getting up near the lip to project yourself into the air. So, foot stable on the tail and foot on the bolts, cover more of the board so it's safer when you're doing the backside ollie. When I started learning backside ollies, I would just carve into them and do an ollie. And once I started getting that down, I would just move higher and higher and higher because it's the same motion once you start getting to the coping. So let's just do some small kick turns and throw little ollies in there. And from there, you can just work it higher and higher, and you guys will be doing backside ollies too. By starting low on the transition and doing backside ollies, it's going to build your confidence to go higher and start doing it. And once you start going higher on the transition and doing the ollie, then you'll really start boosting your backside ollies. So when I first started learning backside ollies, the one thing I would do is I would start carving below the coping and then just doing an ollie. If you can do ollies on flat ground, to do them on transition is kind of the same thing, except kind of going at an angle and, keeping your body level with where you're at on the transition. If you're going to be doing it on vert, you want to be level with your board, so you're going to be kind of out, but leaning in. So another really good way to start learning backside ollies is to first do them off hips. And when you're doing them off hips and you're first starting to learn them, you can just float it literally right off the hip, and you'll get the idea of doing a backside ollie and landing it. And then from there, you can start doing little pops off the hip, going higher, critiquing it more. But by starting the floating process, you'll build that confidence and get used to doing backside ollies. Backside ollies are really good to start learning on transition because it really leads into doing all sorts of other backside air variations and, popping very high ollies into disasters or tail slapping. Backside ollie is really the basis of learning other tricks. Backside ollies also open up your lines when you're skating a bowl because there's going to be a hip or there's going to be something you need to transfer and catch air. And, backside ollie is a good one to do over that stuff because it's really going to open up the bowl and open up more lines. So when you're starting to do backside ollies and you're coming near the coping, you want to slightly do that manual, 6 inches, like right before the coping. And you want to start doing like a scrape. You want to push down weight on your tail like you would be doing an ollie. And you want to start doing that scrape here off the tail. You want to like ollie right before. You can either ollie right before or you can slap your tail, kind of scrape and slap your tail off the coping, giving you leverage to come back out as long as you're leaning in, come back out of the transition so you don't hang up and land right back in it. But you got to guide it with your shoulders, let that board hit and have your front foot kind of rolling By rolling your foot here on the grip tape, that's gonna bring up the back end of the board. You turn your shoulders, and there you are. You guys are doing backside ollies too. It's like a kick turn in the air. Another crucial thing to do when you're doing backside ollies is to have your shoulders lean into it. The more leaned into it you are, the less of a pop of an ollie you have to do, because you pop the ollie and automatically your board's gonna start turning if your shoulders are turning. So what you do with your upper body really affects your lower body too when doing backside ollies. So once you start getting this trick down and you're taking it closer to the coping, a good thing to start doing is to kind of just let your body do nothing. Kind of be restless on it, because once you start, trying to fight it or turn it, that's when you're just gonna go back down. So kind of letting your body just chill out on the backside ollie, just leaning and kind of letting everything happen. You're just gonna keep going higher. And then from there, just point it in when you're ready to go down. So when doing backside ollies, you want your front foot right under the bolts, because when you do the ollie, you put pressure down on your tail on your back foot, you're gonna roll your foot. Rolling your foot is what brings up the back end. So make sure your laces are kind of hitting the front of the nose. And also you want your front foot kind of right there, because it's right over the trucks, and it's what's gonna guide your backside ollie. It's what's gonna guide it from pushing your nose back down, getting level with the transition, so you can ride right out of the quarter pipe. So once you guys learn backside ollies, then you can start doing different variations, going to disaster, or even grabbing the board. Let me show you. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on how to do backside ollies. I hope y'all can get something from this video. If you fall at first, just get up and keep going for it. It's kind of hard to get the trick, but once you start doing it more and more, you'll be getting them consistent and you can start blasting them higher. But thanks for watching. As always, much love. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week.